Okay, just to catch up. Somehow I made not an error, but a misunderstanding between my own self, telling you that in order for something to come in, the moon has got to be more closed than it is open. The more closed it is, the more energy that will consist of passing through that little light that you see. That would be a suction energy. When it's completely open, something has to be between minus 4 days and plus 4 days, because like we do in the piano, 3-1 and 3 when we count, and 3 days after the moon and 3 days before the moon, that angle is open. Now the question is it a suction? And the minute it opens completely, you see, now I'm saying, Ronnie, you're trying to catch up. You're trying to hide what mistakes you may have made. But they're miscalculations and misunderstandings from my point of view. And I'm open to saying that. But the reason I'm watching this is because John F. Kennedy was assassinated on the 326th day of the year. And it wasn't just the 326th day of the year, but it was the third year into a leap year from 1960, in which would have made 365, 3 times 65 equals 19 and 5, which is the Aleph letter. This way, this way, this way, creating the top half of an H. Then he's born on the 326th day of the year. So you have 900 and 195 is 1,065, and 326 equals to 1391, and that's incredible. 1,391 days after, after the New Year in 1960, which makes 13 times 7 is 91, which represents 10 man, which represents Venus, which represents Earth, represents Pluto, and it's also 1139 in numbers. This is the number inside of Hoover Dam. This is the chute, one on each side. The chute comes down. 9 by 3 is 27 of the 27.3 moon day cycles. What's this? Oh, I can't go straight here or straight here. I'll create an X. So I do this. Now it's a portal for something to come out, in and out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. But if the moon was running this cycle, I'd put a line all the way down here, and it would spin this way. Now between this and this is 45 days has to be removed by this. When you remove 45 days, it's because the fox or the person was already created, because in the deck of cards, when you add 1 to 9, it equals to 45. So here we're going to go 1346. And 1346 is 1, 3, 4, and 6, or 1, 2, 3, because 4 is twice as much as 2, and 6 is twice as much as 3, so all we have to do is basically 1, 2, 3 doubled. 1, 2, 3 cycles times 47 is the time period that we're in. I know it's confusing to understand. When you add these two numbers, it becomes 4. And this one becomes 9 and 1, 19, or 1, 6, and 3, and the laws of Moses. Where to go? 1, 6, 3, 1. This is the letter P. Okay? Standing and holding 2. This is the Greek language now. I still don't like what I'm talking about, but it's 1,346 days. If I remember correctly, minus 45 equals to 1346. 1346 is the 6th day, okay, of the passing of the moon. 134 is your AC/DC and football score to the last Super Bowl, which was the 47th Super Bowl. Now, of course, it's extremely hard to really understand. When we go to number 47, no matter what we do at number 47, because this one is minus 45 plus 46, when we go to 46, you're actually entering the door of 10, because it's 46, 47, 48, all the way up to 55, which makes your 10. 5, 5, 7 times 6, 7 plus 6, ends up in the 10 area. Just like in baseball. When there's 2 outs, you're still in the inning of 3 outs. In baseball, when there's 14 outs, for one team, they're still in the inning. If it's not divisible by 3, then you're still in the inning. It's part of, just like part of the week, counting for 7 days. So the moon that goes right now reminds me of Jacqueline, Lilith, Kennedy, Bob, Robert, Bert, and Ernie, Janet Jackson, E.T. extraterrestrials. Her dress was saved apparently by the maid aide. Somehow I bet you check her dress now for the blood stains from 1963 and you don't find John F. Kennedy's blood on it because he never died. He was born in around 1919, I'm presumably in the effective thinking. 1919, and his moon cycle on the day that he was assassinated was a waxing crescent, a visibility of 32%, age 6. Again, age 6 is a doorway. We all know God rested on the 6th day. It was when on the 7th day when man came on the 6th day. But actually God started resting on the 6th day because he didn't make man in the 7th day. And that's the 27th of a waxing moon. Today the visibility of the moon on the 16th, okay, on the Valentine's Day is 1%. Now this is supposed to be the November Valentine's Day, right? But it can also be a reflection of the 4-year period inside the leap year, which is actually hiding the true visibility of the moon. Because it does not show this moon at all in 1963 until the 25th day of the 11th month, in which from the 14th day is only a 3% waxing and the age is 28. So it's a full enclosure and a full circle of its own self, if you follow me. I'm still trying to understand, but to remember November, N-O is the number, okay, of the nova, of the ember, or the amber, in which is the color of creation, because the amber is the syrup that gels and keeps the DNA enveloped and moist on the inside. Bear is to bear a child. So I'm thinking that this John F. Kennedy is all a hoax, and I think most of these have come back to live again, and JFK, FDR, Barack Obama, more or less, all the same. They loved life. They couldn't care less for anything else because they knew the truth. Isn't it easy to laugh in life when you know the entire truth? Hey man, what do you want to do today? Oh, let's jump off a cliff. But it'll hurt. Well, next time we'll know better when we fall off the cliff. So we'll break some bones. I just want to die when I jump off the cliff so I can come back right away and try it again. Some of the vision of people in their own minds. Hoover Dam is what I dreamt about last night, and I was thinking about the baseball meet. And when you write meet backwards, it says team. Home, homie. In French, they say it's a man. Meet man. Earth meets man. Me, E.T. Meet. Meet man. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Coconuts to baseballs. I just put it inside. It'll never touch the point. So I'll have empty space to move around and think. You've all seen my thing before. When you're born into the 20 world, you're a eye of Jack of Spades, an eye of Jack of Hearts. They hold on with their hand, and they create this diamond shape between the body. They're all connected as puppets to the top of the realm, where it says help. He, LP, the LP in the record saying help, 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 because in all records that scratch is the information that we never understood. So now we understand that if the boy comes into life, now the boy has his eyes on the ground, connected to the earth on one side, connected to the earth on the other side. It says 2002, which is a number I've been working on, which says time and time again in reality. It says 41 and 41, which is all the way around Monopoly. And now he's got his little ears on each side connected, because you got to hold on to something. How do you hold man if you don't put your finger in his mouth and a finger on his ears? He's got 21 and 21. Here's that triangle of the mountain of one man's eye, of one man's body, connected, of 3 stripes and 3 stripes and 3 stripes. But don't forget this stripe. This one will come up from here to connect to this one, connecting these two. This one will come up from here to connect to this one to connect to these two. M and M. Y and Y, because when you make a division between here and here, it's 120 degrees. When you make the division between here and here, it's 120 degrees. More than 120 degrees to go around, eh? Because a circle is actually part of a rectangle. It is not. It's not a part of a round. A circle is part of a rectangle. This is more of a circle. You turn this around and then you get your circle from the rectangle. But it's actually the rectangle and not the circle. This is what life is basically about. Cap. Because it's a cap that is round, that holds your life. The reason for your ranchia to come into your world, look ma, I'm bald. Follow the stripes. Follow the stripes. What do you think? They sewed part of my head on last. A lot thicker here, the hair, than it ever was here throughout my entire life. They sewed it on. What do you think? Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Time to go to a real job where I sit and I write, walk around, clean up a little bit, help out the boys. If they need help, I just sit and write all day. But when they're calling for help, I help. And when I go to this place, there's a gentleman there. He's been working over 50 years. 50 years of his whole entire life. The poor man. What a fantastic fellow he is. His name is Norma. Northern man. The man with a mind is mellow when he's getting something done. This man has done anything and everything from cutting off fingers to taking care of pigs, pig shit, and chickens. Never complained one day in his life in 50 years. And when this man retires next year, I'm going to do whatever I can. And he didn't work for me at all. But I can't handle it because this man is more than a man. This man, with his family, what he started with on a $25 a week salary, now has 4 grandchildren, 3 kids, and a sick wife, in which I hope to hell that she gets better when this energy cycle switches. In fact, I'm looking for a lot of people to become much better when this energy cycle switches. But for some people who are harping on the money, and they don't straighten out their mind, the elastic band effect is going to hurt you bad, my friends. Drive slow within the next of times, because it's the next of kin and the next of times that comes. Those of you you've never seen or thought of, you will begin to think of, and the love in your heart will open again, and the earth will change, and the mind of man will change. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I'm not quite sure how this video is to come across, but when there's a crossing, and Hoover Dam, and the Silver Bullet Train, and Route 93, and Number 50, and 88, and Herbert Hoover and Barack Obama, the way they connect inside the presidency of Roosevelt, how they connected with Grover Cleveland, the 22nd and 24th, how we connected to Sesame Street, Big Bird, Larry Robinson, and Man on the Moon, because Larry Robinson had curly hair. The energy of the spirit matrix will curl your hair under your arms and in your hip section. When all your brains start to work, it becomes fire. So we have sex and we get rid of the fire. We fill a little out, but we fill our bags up again. And the bags that we fill up begin to memorize and to remember of the sex we had, of the memories we had, of the memories lost, of the space. We are allowed to regain the sense of memory and to think once more. Thank you for watching 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. 72, 9 times 8. Flip 9 upside down and 8 becomes 68. 68 is planet X, and it's the moon in your mind. Let's mind our business and help everybody else's. Thank you for watching.